Agriculture is the backbone of Rwanda's booming economy, contributing to about 31% to GDP. And it stands out as one of the most strategic sectors in Rwanda's development, while employing about 70% of the total population. This also accounts for a more significant part of the foreign exchange earnings from the exports of the products, including coffee, tea, hides and skin, pyrethrum and horticulture, with 75% of Rwanda's agricultural production coming from smallholder farmers. In this episode of Doing Business in Rwanda, we focus on the second edition of the Rwanda-Poland Business Forum, looking at the potential trade and investment opportunities that lie ahead for the two nations. I'm your host, Flora Limuki. Held recently at Kigali Convention Center, the second edition of the Rwanda-Poland Business Forum brought together 80 domestic companies and 18 Polish companies to forge partnerships in different sectors, including, but not limited to, health, education, agriculture, sports, banking, tourism, technology and innovation, green technology, and renewable energy.
We aspire to become a hub for the region and beyond, and contribute to the implementation of the African Continental Free Trade Area. The good news is that more and more investors are taking notice of Africa's young entrepreneurs and betting on their creativity and talent. For many, this is generating employment opportunities. Our continent is also endowed with natural resources essential to power the future of our global economy. For a long time, Polish investors have shown a keen interest to explore new opportunities with our private sector. We appreciate this. Many sectors are represented today. It shows we have a lot to offer each other. In Rwanda, we have been working hard to create an enabling environment for businesses to grow and innovate. My hope for this roundtable discussion is for the opportunities identified to create tangible results on the ground for both Rwanda and Poland.
The forum's success was made apparent by the scale of investor engagement and the three economic trade agreements signed by the two heads of state, leading to investors from Poland looking to set up a base for their operations in Rwanda due to the potential that lies with the emerging market.
We are preparing for the signing of the MOU with the Ministry of ICT. We really are impressed what Rwanda is doing with the establishing the drone operational center, with the building the capacity and the capability in this sector, and we'll be very happy to sign the MOU and start our partnership. And it will be also very important step for our company of our presence in the whole region. With the great engineers here, with the great potential, with the great also focus of your government to the drone sector, we can really together make amazing things. I really believe in that. I think that there is a huge impact of your government to build a presence in Europe and build visibility of the Rwanda as a very interesting market for the European investors. And what we see is that the drones will be only growing in East Africa. And we would like to, partnership with that. We would like to be present from the very beginning. Rwanda has like 9 years, I think, of the presence of the drone of the market. It's very unique. Even our company starts like 3 years ago. So you really have already experience that can help us to build company here and build our presence.
And right now we're searching for partners in East and Mid African countries. We are really encouraged by our government, our national banking as well, and insurance companies. And that's why we are here. Frankly speaking, it is my first time in Rwanda. I found your country really mesmerizing.
We buy a lot of food products from Rwanda. It's mainly coffee and tea. I believe we are looking for other options. It's worth mentioning that Rwanda has a special status. All the imports from Rwanda to European Union are tax-free. So it's a special privileged situation which we can benefit from. I believe Rwanda is a very good country to invest because it's safe, because it's clean, it has a growing infrastructure from one side, and from the second you really have a lot of needs that we could satisfy, and I believe we have good solutions which are not overly expensive. So we can deliver a good products in a good price, in a competitive price, if you compare it with other countries in Europe. I believe we have also cultural similarities. We were never a colonizing country, so there is no historical burden that would trouble our relationships. So I believe we can cooperate also with this perspective. And also the agriculture is one of our strong industries, and I think Rwanda is also able and to receive some of our knowledge and experience and really implement it here with benefits for both sides.
This forum has culminated into the signing of agreements on trade and economic cooperation, and in the fields of green technologies, environmental engineering, geology, and energy efficiency. Currently, there are at least 4 projects from Poland registered in Rwanda with a total investment value of $72.3 million, creating over 330 jobs in key sectors such as health, energy, ICT services, and construction, as the two nations look to enhance their impact and operations in the near future.
When businesses come to Rwanda, one story that we hear from them is that, look, Africa is quite a diverse market. Every country has got its unique characteristics, and sometimes it can be confusing for someone coming outside Africa on where to begin from. And what we are seeing increasingly is that investors from outside Africa find Rwanda to be an easy and attractive place to start. Mm-hmm. You know, they find that Rwanda can be an entry point which welcomes them, makes it easy for them to get an entry point into Africa. And as they succeed in Rwanda, then they begin to have an opportunity to look wider in the region and expand the operations across the continent. So this is increasingly what we are seeing as the common story of businesses that come to Rwanda, that they find it easy, that they find it attractive, that they find it as a place for them to start their African operations, and then they grow wider. And so as a result, we are looking at leveraging the African Free Trade Agreement, so for investments into opportunities for trade, businesses that start in Rwanda scaling up in the region, so opportunities for manufacturing, especially light manufacturing, in logistics, distribution, in food-related processed materials, ready to distribute across the continent and outside Africa. So this is the new value proposition that, in fact, in Rwanda, you can produce and expand, trade, distribute across the whole continent.
Now we are expanding export base, and we believe that by the end of this year, we meet, the end of this year, that means the end of NST1, that we're ending by June 2024, I think we'll be able to achieve our target of around $1 billion of export earnings from agriculture. And as we speak, agriculture sector or agriculture export is the main contributor of export earnings, because the revenues from export, agriculture occupies more than 37% of all national exports, which is still the main sector to consider for the national economy.
And that's where we wrap up the Rwanda-Poland Business Forum on this episode of Doing Business in Rwanda, with a focus on key thematic areas of cooperation between Rwanda and Poland, with a clarion call on a decisive factor for resilience between the public and private sector amid global crisis to foster economic recovery and growth. I've been your host, Flora Limuki. Until next time, goodbye.